One Youth Live. Introducing our hosts for the evening, Jamie Nelson and Chris Stewart. What's up, guys?
Here.
What's going on, Patrick? How are you, buddy?
Hey, Pat.
You can't see me, but you can hear me.
And you
As
sound
always,
you sound great. You sound really great.
You guys sound amazing too.
I think
man.
we do.
You know what? We do our best.
Hey, One Youth is happening even in this time where we can't have anyone here. It's awesome.
This is awesome. I'm
It
pretty
is.
excited that we're bringing this show live tonight. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, like we can't make as many mistakes now.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll be all right. I don't know about Jamie, but I think, the thing is, we'll just redo it and then post it later. You know?
That's exactly right. That's how we're gonna roll.
I
with
don't
all
think
this.
that's gonna fly.
We might need a new producer. Jamie, what do you think?
I don't know.
You
I
what
don't
mean?
know. I'm not gonna say that yet.
I'm just kidding. Hey, welcome to the One Amazing Life podcast tonight. We're doing this for the One Youth group. We are obviously in a state of coronavirus right now, right? So
We are.
everybody's got to be in lockdown, and we can't have any of our kids here tonight. So we're bringing it live to you. We're going to have some call-in visitors. Me and Jamie, obviously, we're sitting in the proper 6 feet. What do you call it? Social distancing?
I brought my tape measure.
Oh, really?
I brought
All right.
I brought a tape measure. So I'm just gonna see about how far we're at. I don't know if you
Did
should
you
touch
sanitize this before you gave it to him?
Of course I did. Right now, Chris, we are about 5.5 feet. So if I just scoot a little to the side, I think we've got
Okay,
the
I think we're good
6
now.
foot social distance.
All right, there you go. It's coming in unsanitized. There you go.
That's
Hope
right.
You, hope you
We'll
live.
throw that away somewhere else. And we're
Yeah.
lost on something. I just lost my audio.
Oh, there you go.
It came
Okay,
back.
now we're back.
Hey, all right.
All right.
Cool.
Jamie, you ready to do this show or what, man?
I've
I'm
never
fired
been.
up.
I've never been more ready.
All right,
for
cool.
anything.
So tonight we're talking about fear of missing out, right? Because we have everybody's locked up and schools are closed and churches are closed. And I mean, man, I saw
Yeah.
thing today, Macy's is closed. What, you can't shop now? Like you can't, restaurants are closed. Everything's closed. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a weird deal. So anyway, we're here. We're going to throw out some hope, man. We're going to throw out and see what
There you go.
people around the globe are doing. We're going to have a lot of people calling in. We got a lot of people already set up to call in. So I'll probably quit talking here in 1 second. I do want to point out, though, that, my name is Chris Stewart, and I am the co-host of this show, and I'm with my good friend Jamie Nelson, as always, and we are
That's
so
me.
glad to be here, so honored to be your host for this show. I do want to also mention that I don't know what the deal is on the backdrops here, but I'm going to talk to the producers about that because Jamie has a nice lighted cross behind him, and I got like a blank wall, right? It's like, hey, here we go. We got John the Baptist. We got Judas over here in the corner.
Hey,
can I
we
help
need
you out? Like,
we need both. You get the One Youth sign behind you at
Oh, yeah,
least,
that's
and it
true.
looks good. We
I
got
look like
the-
I'm like a talk show from like the Daily News or like
There you
Channel
go.
7 or something. Hey, welcome to One Youth Live. My name is Chris Stewart. We're going to go over to Patrick for the weather right now.
That's
Thank you
it.
for
And
tuning in.
I look like I am running a wedding chapel, maybe
You
something
do
like
kinda
that.
look
I'm
like that, right?
glowing, glowing.
You are glowing, as always. All right, cool. Patrick, how we doing on callers? Do we got anybody lined up yet?
Not quite.
Oh, really? Okay, we're still
Patrick's
waiting, huh?
working
We're getting
on
there.
the
It
college.
looks like they are.
And
Okay,
any of
cool.
you folks who are on the stream right now, I can already see some of you are here up on the screen in front of me.
Yeah, right.
And I'm glad you guys are here. If you want to, Patrick is going to put up a phone number for you. And we have a couple of callers lined up. But if you want to call in, the way you're going to do that is you text the show. So send a text message to the slide that you see up there in front of you. And it's looking good, actually, on the live feed.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's set. So you can call that number, 760-212-4743. Text that number, and then we'll see if we can call you and get you on the show. Because like Chris has said, and like I want to say too, the best part of doing this, when we've done this as the podcast or when we do this, is hearing from the youth, hearing from the young people. We want to hear their voices. I like hearing my own voice a little bit,
Yeah.
but usually
voice.
it's the young people when they start talking where I start learning something about what life is like. So those are the people we're going to jump in and hear from as soon as we can. Also, just want to say, if you haven't looked at the Instagram feed, something that it's exciting to see is Patrick's box of cables.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you have seen Patrick and the box of cables that he has. It's currently half spilled out in this room. We probably have a 1/4 mile of cabling set up just so that we could do this live.
I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I was a rock and roll musician for about 20 years. I toured all over the world, and I have never seen cable that messed up in my entire life. And
That
I worked,
yes.
I mean, I worked with blind people before. They did a better job. You know,
That's
I mean, that
good.
thing is
Yeah. All right.
unbelievable. Patrick, he has a way with disorganization. Organized chaos is what we like to call that.
Cool. Also, if you are on the YouTube channel you're watching right now with us, I'm just gonna quick say hi to everyone. That's about as fast as I can type 2 little letters at a time. Feel free to give a shout out to everyone else who's out there with you. Taj, I see you there. Jamie Mazza, of course, is in on the party.
Nice.
We've got Soul. Try to track down your brother. We'll get him here on this too. Good to have everyone here. There's some things going on that I wish I had answers to. Maybe some of you out there can text or call in to make this happen. But I'm just wondering, what are people doing with their free time?
Yeah.
Right.
What are they doing with their free time?
I mean, obviously Patrick is hoarding cables. That's what he's been doing, is unweaving that thing. But for me, I'm wondering, what are people doing? I mean, it's kind of like we're still kind of in that. This is a new thing. This is how we're dealing with it. We don't yet have the schoolwork. Maybe you do. I'm not sure, but I want to hear.
It's different, man. Wherever you're tuning in from across the country, man, we love having you on. Thanks so much for tuning into the show. Once again, the number is 760-212-4743. We would love to hear from you, so please hit us up with some stuff. And Jamie, before we get started, like, what's been your biggest challenge with this whole quarantine thing, man? Like, you got kids and you got, I mean, what's going on over there?
I'm a handshaker. I love shaking people's hands. That's the first thing I do when I see them. The last thing I do before they leave. And I've had to learn not to do that. So that's been a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, besides all the other stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and go right there with you, man. You know, I'm a hugger, man. I'll come at you from like 10 feet away. You don't even stand a chance, right?
Watch out.
And that's like, now I just like walk around like, hey, what am I supposed to do with all this energy?
That's
you know what I mean?
right.
All right, Patrick, are we getting a thumbs up? Do we got our first caller on the line?
We have our first caller on the line.
All right.
Go ahead and say hello.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Who is this?
Hello. Maggie.
Hey, I think it's Margaret Watts on the line. Margaret, how you doing?
What?
Max, what's
I'm
going
good.
on?
How are you?
Cool.
Not much.
We're doing good. So Maggie, here's the question for you that I think people out there want to know. What are you doing with this time? Are you bored yet?
Yeah. I've come down to like 3 friends that are allowed to leave their houses, which is rough.
Wow. Okay. So what did it start as? You said there's only 3 left you can leave?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's mostly like as soon as school stopped, no one could leave their house. But
all right.
Definitely depends on the family. But I
Got it.
get to drive. I have my permit, so I've been doing a lot of drive.
Hey, congratulations
Yeah,
on the
good
permit.
job. Good job.
Everyone out there, make
Yeah.
sure you
Woo.
text Maggie and say congrats. Chris, I just want to let everyone know it took me 2 tries to pass that permit test.
Oh, really?
Oh, me too.
Oh, Patrick took him 2 tries.
Because it was raining.
Oh, no. All right.
No, the
There we
driving
go.
test.
Oh, that's no. Sorry.
The
I thought that's what you were talking about.
See,
2
Patrick's,
tries for the permit?
I failed the permit test. I did. I failed it the first
Oh.
time. It's okay. You can judge me, Maggie. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
No, that's okay. Good job, Jamie. You passed it the second time.
I did. I only missed 2 the second time.
and I've driven a lot with you, Jamie.
Nice.
I'll tell you, I think you're a good driver. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you know.
you might have started off slow, but you've done well. You've caught up good, man. I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hey, Maggie, I'm wondering, what are the rules of your household? What are your parents allowing you to do? What are they not allowing you to do in terms of like, can you go anywhere? Do you have to like sanitize everything every 5 minutes? Like, give us kind of the idea of what's happening.
Mike and Julie think that everyone is overreacting.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. All right.
that's good for me.
Yeah.
I could-
Okay.
I can pretty much go wherever.
So
but-
you right now could leave your house and you could just go anywhere. That's fine.
I mean, I don't think they would recommend like going to a soup plantation, but you know.
Okay.
Let's try
I
not
can
mention
leave.
any corporate names on the show, Maggie. All right. We're trying to, we're looking for some corporate sponsors right now. This isn't helping.
All right, so you think you're on the more lenient end of parents and how
Yeah.
parents deal with the situation going on right now. Tell us maybe some of your friends or some of the people you know who would be on the more like strict end. And please, you don't have to mention them by name, but give us some examples of what's going on with some of your other friends who might have more strict parents.
I have a friend who, as soon as school ended, her parents said, "You can't leave the house for 2 weeks."
Wow. So like grounded, you're
Yeah.
grounded for 2 weeks.
Yeah, basically. I mean, maybe like walks around the house, the
Okay.
neighborhood.
Okay. Wow, that is a little bit more on the strict side.
It is.
Yeah.
Cool. So Maggie, tell me this: how are you feeling about all this stuff? Is it strange? Is it weird? Is it scary? I mean, what kind of words would you give to kind of describe your own kind of emotions with everything that's going on?
I feel kind of like we're in a movie. Like, it doesn't really feel real.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, yeah. But I mean, it hasn't really directly affected like anyone that I know yet, so it doesn't feel as real.
Yeah. So that would probably be a pretty big turning point if it was your friends and family who were getting sick and what that would look
Mhm.
like. Yeah, that definitely would change kind of how things are. Yeah. Well, Chris, you have any questions for Maggie?
Max, what have you been eating lately? I mean, because I don't know about you, but like you go to the grocery store, and I don't know if like Julie was on top of it, and she got there like last Thursday night before the whole thing. But I mean, if you're a late show up to the party like myself, who like thought, oh, this is just a bunch of nonsense, I'll be fine. And then I got there like 2 days ago, and I'm like, man, there's like pretty much like you could pick like your two worst foods, like Brussels sprouts and like kale, and like that's all that's left. Actually, kale's not even because we live in San Diego, so the kale was like the first thing
Man,
to go.
kale's
They
been
said, like,
gone for a while.
I got like
Chris.
the rutabaga and the Brussels sprout and some
Yeah.
Pop Tarts. It's like my whole diet lately. What are you guys eating?
We did not do a huge Costco stock up, so hopefully we don't completely run out of food. But right now we're smooth sailing. I think we got a pretty good amount of food. Been making like pancakes and stuff in the morning, and generally just like skipping lunch, which is, I guess, good. But
Okay. All
You
right.
can't- I mean, I feel like a lot of people are gonna like really get their weight loss going on with this whole coronavirus because like if you didn't plan
Yeah.
ahead, am I right, Patrick?
That-
or
yeah,
gain.
Yeah,
or
right?
gain.
That's
Snack
true.
I might go
That's
down
true.
the gain road.
Patrick is planning to get the gains.
Yeah.
I'm sure. he is.
How are the pugs doing?
Oh, this is good.
Oh yeah, how are your pets?
They're good. They don't really leave the house anyway.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
They're
that's
probably like,
right.
hey, it's cool. Everybody's home. We can just enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
Mags? Any binge watching? You doing any good shows?
I'm almost done with Grey's Anatomy, which has been a
Oh,
long
wow.
road.
Wow, that is a long road. That's old school right there.
That's a commitment.
Yeah, very, very long road. But yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
All
Cool.
right.
Well, Maggie, before we let you go, because we do have some other callers who want to get in on this live stream, I'm wondering what is something you want to tell everyone else who is out there, your friends, or maybe middle school people who are younger than you, or other people your age. If you could send a message out to them right now, what would it be?
I think try to relax as much as possible. My dad's company just got a test approved, so tests are coming out.
That's
People
great.
scientists are working. Everyone's doing their best to get rid of corona. So
That's a great update.
That is a fin. This
is
is
a-
like breaking news
Breaking news
here
for this
on
Comedy
the
Live, yeah.
one
Sci-
YouTube.
Scientists are at work and God is at work.
That's
Definitely.
right. Let's give
Yeah.
an extra shout out to Mike Watts, putting out
Right.
his company, doing
Mike.
some good stuff.
Nice work.
Mike, thanks for your work.
Yeah.
And thank you, Maggie. Maggie, one last question for you. Do you guys have sufficient amount of toilet paper in your house right
I
now?
knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
yeah, Zeus grabbed it the other day and rolled it around the house, and I got mad at her because I told her it was necessary, important stuff. So, but yeah, we have sufficient.
Yeah,
This is great news. This is uplifting.
yeah.
I have hope.
Let's talk
Uh-huh.
about it, right? It's not even about coronavirus. Let's remember all the cats and other pets that like just take those rolls and roll them through the house, right?
Love it. Hey, everyone on the chat, make sure you say goodbye to Maggie. Maggie, we're gonna say goodbye, and everyone on the chat is
Bye.
gonna give a little goodbye to you. So thanks again for being a part. Thank you for being the first live person we've ever had on this. This is like groundbreaking, at least for me.
It's been amazing. Max, thanks so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you and everything you do, and we love having you on the show. So thanks. Be safe out there, and we will see you hopefully sooner than later.
Cool. So Chris, food,
Yeah.
right? You talked about food. You asked you said you didn't get in on this whole pre-planning, getting everything
I'm not
in.
buying like $300 worth of stuff. For what?
Yeah, I hear you. But so what are you gonna do if like things get real rough? What's your last layer of food? What's the last thing in your refrigerator? The last thing in your cupboard that you're actually gonna crack open and eat?
Oh man, you know what? That's a good question because I'm always ready. You know, I'm like one of those like adventurer type eaters. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
I know.
you know,
I
I
what that
got
is.
like 10 protein bars still, and just
okay,
weird
all
stuff
right.
like that. But probably currently the last thing that I will have left will be like an avocado. I live in California, man. I got a bunch of those right. They were
Yikes!
like on sale or something. I don't know.
Yikes!
That or chicken breast. That's about all I got. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Yeah, for me, I think I have like in the back of our pantry. There's like a jar of pickled beets back there.
Oh, that sounds
I'm
horrific.
not going to be touching those things for a while.
I don't think
but,
I could get that hungry. I'd rather almost just see like what humans were around and be like, hey, listen, you miss that finger? Is that a pickled beets?
So all you people in the chat right now, why don't you type in real quick? Let us know what's like one of the last things you would eat that you know is in your house. You're like, if things get rough and I really have to eat something that's in the house, what would that be? For me, it's pickled beets. You're gonna be eating the avocado that's turned brown a long time ago.
I mean that thing's been in there for a long time. I'll probably be just eating the skin, trying to like fry the avocado skin or something.
Peter Law is letting us know that bananas are gonna be the last thing. We got someone saying pickles. There's a can of beans.
There's always a can of beans.
There always is a can of beans.
I got Nathan Quinlan on the line. Let's ask
Quinlan.
him what he thinks.
Let's do it.
Nathan.
Hello.
Nate, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing.
Nathan, did we just wake you up? Are you just waking up for the day? It's 6:48 p.m. And are you just waking up, or what's going on?
No, I have been awake for the whole day.
The whole day. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
That's pretty good. What time did your day start this morning?
Probably around about 10.
Okay, that's good.
That's fair
man.
enough, right?
Whew. Have you been getting a little extra sleep with everything that's been going on?
I'm trying to, but not really.
Okay, not really.
What time do you normally wake up?
Normally about like 7.
All right. So an extra 3 hours. Well, that's not too bad.
I just
Don't get used to it though, right?
late breaking stuff.
Oh, here we go.
Amy Gilchrist is chatting in. She says, "I have proof. I don't know proof of what. She has proof that she FaceTimed with you this morning. Is that true?"
Yes, that is true.
Okay, thank you for confirming, Amy. Thank you for being in on the chat. We appreciate that, Amy. So you are getting up a little bit later. That's good. What I'm curious from you is, what are your teachers telling you as far as homework? Are they giving you more homework? How is this whole thing kind of messing up your academic career?
Well, we don't start doing our online school till like next week, I think. So there hasn't really been anything about that yet.
Are they counting this as spring break? Are they trying to jip you on spring break and just give you like this week? I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna make that spring break.
I don't even really know anymore.
Okay.
That's probably good. I think that's been like the most accurate answer most people can say right now is, I just don't really even know anymore.
Right.
I have no idea what's going on. Okay.
I mean, nobody really wants to go back to school or work, do they? I mean, am I making that up? Nate, I mean, do you want to go back?
I mean, not really. But
Right? I mean, let's be honest, man. If I'm talking, like, I'd like to, I don't want to get laid off work. Obviously, you got to make a living. But I mean, if the choice was made, I mean, like, I don't really think anybody else would just volunteer to go to school or work. I'm just saying. That's me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right for a
Nate,
lot of folks.
I got a question for you, Nate. I know that your brother's at home, and we just had you guys on another show about 2 weeks ago. What's he doing? Is your brother like hooking up some good meals and stuff around the house? Are your parents getting any value out of this like extremely expensive culinary education they're putting him through, or is he just laying around?
Well, he's not doing much cooking for us. He's mainly just working on his car and doing stuff like that.
Good to know.
That he could work on my car too. Let's
Yeah,
put
right?
this. Yeah, let's get. Well, actually, I don't know. Should I
Yeah.
let him? What do you think?
I wouldn't trust that.
Yeah, we saw his car the other day, Jamie. If you'll remember,
Well, I will-
If
I
he
will
does that
point
to your
out-
car, you're gonna be in big trouble.
I will point out his car was running.
It's true.
His car was
yeah.
running, so there's something going
Yeah.
for him. That's good.
Good point. Well, Nate, what's going on around the house? How's the rest of the family doing besides that? Or like, is anybody stressing out about losing work or anything like that? Or what's that like?
It's kind of relaxed. I mean, we're a little paranoid about getting sick, but like it's not that big of a deal for us. No one else in this house is really sick right now, so.
Do you know anybody that's actually sick? Have you met anybody yet? Or not met, but you know what I mean? Like, do you know anybody or knows anybody that's actually been even affected by this?
I have not met anyone yet that has it.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like that's pretty common. Although, in all fairness, it is a cold virus, and that typically takes place in places either where there's a lot of people in a small amount of space, like New York City, San Francisco, or where there's like a public transportation system, where hundreds of thousands of people are coming through, and also where it's cold. And here in San Diego, we have none of those things. So everybody rides around in their own car. It's typically 70 degrees. So we don't even really have a flu season. So that would make sense, but it's still kind of interesting to see.
Yeah. Nathan, question for you. What are you most kind of worried about right now? Just today? Like, are you worried about like you're going to miss something at school, or there's like a social thing that's not going to happen? Like, what is concerning you the most right now?
Well, I mean, mainly just school, because like it's kind of being put on hold with like AP testing, and then my AC canceled and all that stuff.
That is worrisome.
Yeah, so have they actually said that AP testing is completely on hold, or are they doing like a different way of doing the AP test?
I'm not really sure. I saw something saying like it might be like online or something, but I don't know.
If it's online, it's going to be the first year that everyone gets 100%.
Well, what they'll probably make you do is go to like a testing center, right? Like they'll set up these testing things, and then you'll just have to come into like the gymnasium, and they'll put you in like a little voting booth, and you'll be doing that, and that'll be interesting to see. Nathan, what's been the highlight of your time off so far?
Not having to have homework every night.
Yeah, right. I bet that is nice. I know you guys talk about it. What's in your guys' pantry? How's the food looking over there? You guys got a couple of chefs around there and like stuff, but you guys still doing daily shopping? What have you guys boarded up? You got the 18,000 pack of chicken wings over there from Costco? What's going on?
We just got the normal amount of food that we usually have.
All right.
Cool.
Good to know.
That sounds like a decent way to roll. Question for you though that I've been thinking about here is, and Maggie kind of brought this up too. What are like the rules around your house as far as like what are you allowed? Like, are you allowed to just go hang out with all your friends, or are you supposed to kind of like take it easy, or are you locked down where you can't even leave like your bedroom? Like, what's going on?
I'm not like locked inside the house. I can leave and hang out with a couple friends, but not like big gatherings and stuff like that.
Yeah. And are your friends like trying to do big gatherings, or how's that going?
No, not really. Just a couple friends hanging out.
Gotcha. Cool. So, how are people staying connected? Because that's like one of my big kind of concerns here is, normally you see people, you have rhythms, you have habits. So for instance, like on a Wednesday night, we usually gather here where Chris and I are tonight, and there's about 30, 40 of us. And in middle school, there's, another several dozen people who are hanging out over there. But that's not happening. And so that habit's not happening. So what are you doing to stay connected to other people?
I mean, everyone can stay connected online. So
is that what you're doing? Are you like, hopping on the interwebs, dialing up all the
I mean,
friends?
Every teenager in today is on Snapchat, so constantly talking to each other.
You know what? This brings up a good point, Jamie, because so often, we say that teens are disconnected, or we say that everybody's disconnected because they're always on their phones. And here's a great example of what this actually does, where people don't even really like. It's not even an issue, right? He's not thinking this is weird. He's like, "What do you mean? We're already on social media. We talk to each other all the time." It's like we're not disconnected, right?
That's right.
I think that's a good point. There's been a few things that have been brought up with kids, especially in dealing with this, of like where they're showing us what to do. It was like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm still talking to all my friends. I'm still doing this. I'm still connected. And
and I think
I'm enjoying the week of no homework.
Yeah, and teens have this ability to know so many more people than I feel like I did when I was in high school because of technology. Because you can stay connected. You don't just stay connected when you're at school. They stay connected all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. In fact, I'm thinking, and Nathan, I'm not giving you a suggestion here. I'm just saying this kind of out there. There probably could be during this time a dating relationship that has a decent amount of time and ends without ever even meeting each other face to face, right? I mean, that's a potential thing that could happen. Nathan, again, I'm not directing that in your direction potentially, but just saying that that's actually a possibility right now.
Yeah, you could have a coronavirus online relationship and be like, it might be the best relationship so far of your life, right? You're like, well, we can't leave, so this is great. That's it's appropriate actions, right?
All right, Nathan, last question for you. And then it looks like on the chat right now, we have a bunch of people who are really pushing for Elizabeth to call in. I'm not sure if Elizabeth can, but people are kind of gathering to deal with that. So, Nathan, last question before we head out. Is there a particular skill that you're going to work on learning in this time? Like, is this the time you learn how to play the accordion? Or is this the time where you're going to learn how to do like, I don't know, some kind of a weird backflip or something? I don't know your skill set, but obviously your brother's becoming an auto mechanic. What is it that you're going to do?
There's nothing really that I'm focusing on to try and get better at right now. I'm kind of just sitting at home doing nothing, but
Nathan, I got to wait. This is the actual last question. That was the precursor. Are you surfing?
I can't right now because it's pouring rain every day,
But that has nothing to do with the coronavirus. That just has to do with the weather.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. I know it's your favorite thing. That's why I ask.
All right. Well, Nathan, thank you for being on the show. We're going to say goodbye. Everyone out there on the chat, if you would say goodbye to Nathan, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate. Nathan, thank you for being on the show, for being caller number 2.
Yeah.
All right, Nate. Take it easy, buddy. We'll see you soon. Hang 10.
All right. Bye.
Later. All right, next caller. We're firing up the cannons now.
So,
boy, we got
yeah,
a
I know.
queue. Are we ready?
We got a full queue. People are coming in. Chris, question for you, though.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
If you had like 2 weeks of nothing, what would you do? What would be your go? Like, is there a skill or something you try to learn?
Man, that's a great. I was trying to think about that the other day because I'm like, man, all these people have time off, and I see them doing all this stuff. I'm like, what would I do? And I think I would probably in this era right now, I would like write a book.
You'd write a book.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Hey,
what-
all you people out there who have some extra time, Chris is needs a ghostwriter for a
Yeah.
book.
I mean, seriously, let's talk about it, man. I mean, because I have 2 ideas already that I've been wanting to do. One of them's called. Well, I'm not going to say it because I don't want somebody to steal it. But
No, that's smart.
I almost gave that one away. All right, I do that all the time. Anyway, I have 2 great ideas for books I've been wanting to start, and I think if I actually had the time to focus and get them started, that would really help me out.
Cool.
And that would probably be the number one thing I would do. But yeah, I don't, you know me, I'm always doing something. So
Yeah, you got a lot of irons
Yeah.
in the fire.
you know what
as
else
they
I do?
say.
I'd learn Italian.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd say something in Italian, but I haven't done that either. So there you go.
yeah, me too. So that's what I'm looking at doing. So Because I'm gonna go there as soon as it's okay to go. I know
there
they
you
got
go.
flights over there for like $36 or something round trip. So I'm like, I'm not passing that up. You know what I mean?
It's cool. I love it.
I've been practicing a little bit. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro.
All right.
What do you
That's
think, huh?
keep practicing.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
All right, let's get to our next caller before I ruin the show.
All
Patrick,
right,
who do we got?
we got Brody on the line.
Brody.
Oh, Brody.
All right,
How's it
man.
going?
Dude, what's up?
Nothing much. Just chilling at home.
All right. You sound like you also like Nathan just
Right.
woke up
All
in the
these
last
guys
30
are so
minutes. So chill.
enthusiastic, right?
So chill.
Right? You guys okay? Are you guys still breathing over there?
Yeah, I mean, I woke up kind of late, but I've been up for a while.
All right, cool. So Brody, how are you staying connected with people during this time? And obviously Snapchat, obviously, but do you feel like you're actually reaching out to people more now, or are you just kind of still just relaxing and chilling and having your own space?
I mean, yeah, through like social media, I've been talking to some people I don't always talk to, and my parents don't have me on lockdown, so I still hang out with some of my friends.
Okay. All right. Now you said they don't have you on lockdown kind of yet. Like maybe you're anticipating that happening.
Yeah, well, I feel like everyone's gonna get on lockdown at some point, and that was kind of my selling point because they were thinking about it, and I was like, I'd rather go out now and like have fun with my friends before we're all on lockdown than be on lockdown for longer than I need to be.
Yeah, that's actually pretty smart. Like, see, get as much time with friends as you can before you really can't. I see that happening. Some people are out shopping for toilet paper. Some people are actually spending time with friends before that gets completely cut off. Question though for you in this, I'm wondering, do you ever do like the old school phone call like you're doing right now?
Not as much phone calls. Sometimes like FaceTime, but not too often.
Okay, all right. So sometimes you do a little bit of the FaceTime with people, but an actual like pick up the phone, dial a number, call, that's just too antiquated, too old school for you.
I mean, yeah, it's just a lot easier to text people or snap people or whatever.
Got it.
Makes sense. Brody, I got a question for you. Have you even touched a book since when you left school? I mean, be honest.
No, I have not.
All right.
God bless you,
honest
brother.
answer.
God bless
There
you.
it
That's
is.
what I'm talking
We're
about,
clapping
man. Enjoy
for ya.
yourself. That's right, man. Get it in while you can. My advice is to not until they absolutely make you. I know your dad personally, so I know he won't be too mad at me because he knows what I'm saying. But all right.
And for all you people who've been reading books like crazy, hey, you do you. That's
Yeah,
great.
right. I'm
That's
not
great.
saying. Yeah, I'm not saying don't read. I'm just saying. I know Brody. He's like, good for you. What have you been doing with all your spare time?
I've been sleeping, eating, and hanging out with friends, and that's about it.
It kind of sounds like normal for you, right?
Yeah, it's not too different.
Okay, all right, not
We
too
should
different.
write a book called Brody the Cat. What do you think
That's
about
it,
that?
man.
That's just
Sleeping,
living the dream right
eating,
now, right?
Playing with balls of yarn.
Playing with
you
balls
know?
of yarn. Right.
Brody, man, I appreciate your lifestyle, man. I know you're really big into keeping things going, keeping things moving in your life. You actually don't like to sit down too much. You like going to the gym. I mean, you should have seen Brody when we were on a trip to El Salvador. Brody, I hope it's okay. I'm gonna share this anyway, whether it's okay or not, Brody.
Yeah, it's our show.
we're that's right. It's our show. It's not his. But so we're hanging out in El Salvador, and we're at this hotel. We're doing this mission trip thing, and people are pretty tired. And Brody's like, you know what? I think I need to just hit up the gym.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold statement.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll go with you. So,
Yeah.
Brody's dragging me out to the gym.
Good for
and
Brody.
yeah, he just kept it going. So, Brody, how's that whole thing? How are you staying active when you're, in some ways you're kind of like quarantined a little bit, or are you still able to go to the gym? Is the gym still open?
I mean, my gym is still open, but I'm not going because that's like how you get the coronavirus. I feel like that's the most like likely place I'd get it. So I actually bought some like equipment, and I'm putting it in my garage, and I'm gonna be doing it in there.
Wow, Brody's opening a personal gym in the
I
garage.
like it. Way to go, man.
He's
That's-
keeping it going.
Good job.
Good man.
Brody, what's going on with the food around your house? Are you guys like down to rations yet? Are you guys just like, what is it, oatmeal and raisins, or are you guys still living the dream?
No, my ever since people started going crazy, my parents kind of were like, oh, we should probably stockpile food. So we have like our pantry full, and then there's like stuff in our garage, and they actually bought like an extra freezer, so we have like a bunch of meat in our garage now. So we're kind of packed on food.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Jamie,
all
I'm
right.
changing my answer from avocado to Brody's house.
There you
okay,
go,
I'm
there
not
you
even gonna
go,
get
there
down
you
to there.
go.
I'm just gonna skateboard.
We're not
over to
going to be
Brody's.
posting your address, Brody.
Yeah,
It sounds
don't worry.
like, you know.
You're safe. And if you hear this special knock, that's just me. So let me in.
And do you have a barbecue?
Oh, there.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do have a barbecue.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's on there, man. All right. Next week we'll be coming to you live from Brody's patio. We're gonna be
Hey.
having a
Barbecuing.
barbecue, right?
There it is. Hey, Brody, you have any advice you want to give people out there right now, or anything that's kind of helped you out? If maybe you're getting stressed out about what's happening, or you're getting bored, or you're worried about school, what's anything that's been helping you out?
I would probably say like don't try not to worry about it too much, because there's not very much you can do. Like people are working on getting a cure done, and just keep yourself clean, do what everyone's recommending you do. And I'd say like if you're bored, try and focus your time on like something new or that you've always wanted to do and never really had time to, because now like you have time to waste. So why not?
Cool. That's great advice from Brody.
She's killing it.
I love it. I love the idea of trusting the people that are there to do their jobs and to
Yeah.
help out with this. That's fantastic.
There's no worries over in Brody's world. He's cool.
That's it. That's it.
I love it.
Cool.
All right, we're going to say goodbye to Brody, I think, because we
All
have
right.
more people who want to get
We
in.
do
on
it.
the
We got
call.
more
So,
people. Let's
Brody,
get it cracking.
thank you for being here. We think you're fantastic. Everyone on the chat, make sure you say goodbye to Brody. And if you're on the chat, say one thing you like about Brody. How about that?
Yeah.
Throw one thing in there. I'll be the first one to do it. Brody, I think you are amazing. There we go. All
Thank
right,
you.
it's in. All right, people are saying goodbye to you, Brody. Feel free to look at that chat. Maybe you'll get a little bit of encouragement. Isabel's saying, "Hey, he's chill." There you go. People have said you're tall.
Yeah, he
That's
is-
also
he is
good
pretty
too.
tall, yeah.
That's right.
That's true. Yeah.
We got another one for your tall. All right, Brody. This is great. All right, well, we'll see you later, man. Check out that chat and see what people are saying about you, and we'll hear from you soon.
All right, buddy. Take
All
care of
right.
yourself.
See
God
ya.
bless. Be safe. Okay, next caller.
The next caller's coming up. Hey, Chris, one thing Brody brought up that I thought was really, really neat is there isn't really like there's some things you can do, right? You can do the things that are recommended, but during this time it takes a lot of trust. Like we have to trust in public officials, we have to trust in doctors, we have to trust that the right information is getting to us, and then ultimately we have to trust in God.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's like super hard, right? Like that's the thing that might be the hardest, because we don't get constant emails, or we don't get constant TV reminders that God is telling us certain things, right? It's like we're not hearing the media coming from God. We don't see a panel of experts on God necessarily all the time, right? So for you, man, how are you trusting in the Lord? Like, what are the things you do to help stay connected to hear from God?
I talk about this all the time, but I'm huge into prayer and meditation. So one of the things I did is that I gave up punk rock for Lent this year, and
Which I'm sure most people did too, right?
well, I mean,
that's
the,
kind of
the
a
thing is,
normal
you
thing.
can give up. You're supposed to give up your favorite thing, right? I mean, that's the whole part of Lent. So you can give up. Some people give up wine. Some people give up sugar. Some people give up meat. Some people, it's supposed to be something that's supposed to inconvenience you, so I can get closer to God, right? In my relationship. So I did. That's what I gave up, and then what I added was that now I get up an hour earlier in the day, and I spend that reading scripture, and I spend that with my
wow.
alone time with
Yeah.
God, right? And I'm telling you, man, it's been working great. I've been getting some great verses. It's part of one of the books that I'm thinking about writing. It's really a day by day, kind of like a daily devotional, because I'm big into those as well. From the things that I'm actually learning from this. So
Love it.
I mean, that's what I'm doing. The other thing is, I know that, one of the things that I talk about on other platforms is the fact that, have you ever noticed that, like, when things are really good, people give praise to God, and then when things are bad, people blame God?
Yep.
But people forget that there's like good and evil, and
Yeah,
I always think that's curious. I'm like, if things are good, like that's why we praise God, and if things are bad, that's why we on Satan, right? People, they miss that sometimes. I hear,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that people that we know, I'm just saying, as a whole in the world, people are always typical to jump on God for bad things that happen, and they don't like look at the other side of it, of like,
That's right.
what's going on with that. So
Hmm.
I always look for the positive, and since I'm always looking for the positive, then I'm always looking to God. So
Love it.
that's what's
Love
up.
Hey, we got someone, a middle schooler on the line.
it.
Oh, boy.
Hey, you know what? This
Show's
might
about
be
to
a
take a turn.
first.
This is a first. Well, Peter and Jack were on the Community
that's
Serve Day
right.
episode.
That's right.
That's
Community
right.
Serve Day with Peter and Jack.
But I got
And
my
Taylor.
friend Taj on the line. Taj, good evening.
Hey, Taj.
Hey, Taj.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
What'd you have for dinner?
I had lasagna.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's a step up from pizza on Wednesdays.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing,
I
man?
I'm doing pretty good. Not much is happening.
What you been doing to pass the time?
Well, my mom's making me do like this learning thing, and
Oh.
then
What a drag.
What?
it's pretty rough. We have to read and do math for like 3 hours.
Okay.
Oh,
That sounds
like-
kind of like school, but at home.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
There you go.
Are your siblings driving you nuts?
Yeah, kind of. He's right here.
Oh,
Driving-
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We're getting
Yeah,
Cindy's on the
okay.
show here.
hey Taj, we actually just want to hear from you. I think he has his own show he can go tune into. But tell us, what's your thought on school being canceled for now? What I heard the today right before the show, canceled for 3 weeks.
Well, I like it because we don't have school and work to do and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not much bad about it being canceled.
He only sees the
I like
silver
Taj,
lining on the clouds, man.
Taj-
Okay, got
Taj
it,
is close
got
to
it.
God too. He knows what's going on.
Is there anything you miss though? I mean, sometimes it's kind of nice going to school and you get to see some people. Maybe that's like a good thing too. So, is there anything you're missing out on?
Yeah, well, my mom's kind of making me like stay at home and like not let friends over and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, you connecting with people with your phone, or how's that working out?
Yeah, well, I had like one friend over earlier, like this week, except I was kind of sick after that.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad that we called you
Yeah.
and not had you come in.
Nobody's allowed in the studio.
That's right. You can have friends over, but only in hazmat suits.
Just wait for it.
It's
It's
coming.
coming.
It's coming.
It's
All
coming.
right. So, Taj, what do you do when you're bored besides 3 hours of schoolwork?
I like to play video games.
Okay, what's your top video game right now, if you're willing to share with us and with this audience here?
Well, I don't really know. I like playing games like Fortnite and stuff,
Okay.
but only if my friends are on. Otherwise, it's kind of boring.
Okay, so you only like playing video games if your friends are on.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know-
that's good. That's social. right?
Taj, I have an honest confession, and for everyone listening, I guess Taj, you aren't going to be the only one that hears this.
Uh-oh.
Megan and I played Mario Kart Wii for probably 5 hours on Saturday.
Oh, that sounds like lots of fun.
But my eyes hurt afterwards.
5 hours of Mario Kart.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yikes.
Well, Taj, I'm glad we got to hear from you. Thanks for representing the middle schoolers.
Yeah,
I'm
Taj.
telling you, our phone lines are blowing up.
Whoa.
So we're
Whoa,
going to say
whoa, whoa.
goodbye, and we're going to get the next person on.
Tosh, thanks for being on the show, brother. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Be safe.
So, Chris, there's something
Yeah.
that I've see Taj. There's something that I think is. Oh, by the way, everyone on the chat, make sure you say something nice about Taj. Throw a shout out in there for him. Chris, question for you. You can usually tell how old someone is and what generation they were in based on what video games they have like a heart for. So,
yeah, absolutely.
what's like your go-to like video game classic growing up, like the thing that you were into? Now, just go ahead. I'm not even going to say anything else. I just want to hear what it is.
Oh, dude, by far my favorite game is Galga.
Galga. See, I knew you were going to go with arcade
Oh yeah.
because at home maybe wasn't quite really popping at the time?
Dude,
when you
we were
growing up?
poor. I was growing up. We were dirt poor, so there was no video games, right? Like I had to have a paper out just so I could make it to the arcade and play
All
those
right.
games. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I remember playing Space Invaders on the Atari. That was
Oh,
that
yeah.
was one that we got. And
I had a
then-
rich friend. He had an Atari. We used to go over there. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, I bought mine at a garage sale for $10. So there
Really?
you go. Yeah. Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
that's really yeah. I mean, asteroids. I like them all. Space Invaders,
Okay,
asteroids,
all right.
the Pac-Mans, Mr. and Mrs.
That's it. Cool. All right. I think maybe we're getting someone loaded up here.
Elizabeth.
Oh,
Uh-oh,
hey.
here
What's
she is.
up?
Hey,
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, what's up?
Not much. How are you?
We're doing awesome.
We're doing great. We are here at the church doing this live broadcast. The church has plenty of toilet paper, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
We just they ordered like a couple truckloads.
maybe we'll
We're
do a
all
giveaway
set.
later.
We can. It's not really ours to
Yeah.
give away,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
good
don't know. Maybe a sheet at a time. No one would mind. Elizabeth, why don't you tell everyone out there your name, what grade you're in?
Okay. My name is Elizabeth. I'm in the 11th grade.
All right, there
Right?
we go.
And you're
Ah.
like the unofficial, official third co-host of this show.
She is really.
That is true.
You've been
Yeah.
on the most.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I feel very special.
You
Yeah.
are special. Elizabeth, I got a quick question for you. Being on how that you're the powerhouse, rocking the bass and the praise band as well. With all this time on your hands, do you have a personal coronavirus Spotify playlist?
Yes. Well, no. Well, let me tell you what's happening.
Okay,
here
here
I'm
we
excited.
Here we go.
I'm
Here
ready
we
to
go.
rock. Tell me.
Okay. I've been finding all this new music and I'm putting it into a Corona playlist.
No, nice. Now, is
happening.
that shared
Yeah.
publicly? Can people get in on that?
If they want to.
All right. I'm just
Okay.
asking. I mean, we might publish that on the
On the-
on the One Youth site. We might like let it roll. Maybe like give our 10 biggest ones for people to listen to because we know you like cool music.
Can you at least give us like kind of one maybe song or at least maybe what kind of is on the genre of that particular playlist? What are we talking about here?
Just like the Corona vibes, like sitting at home doing a puzzle with your dad. That kind of energy.
What? What?
Wow, I love that. The Corona vibe. What is the Corona vibe? The Corona vibe is sitting at home
Doing
doing
a puzzle with your dad.
with your dad.
Yeah.
Corona
Wow.
vibe.
that's what it is.
Shout outs to
Hashtag
everyone
Corona
who's
vibe.
Right?
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to anyone out there who's done a puzzle with their dad during this season. That is fantastic.
I'm
I
thinking
love it.
Corona vibe. I'm thinking she's like rocking speed metal and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's getting out of hand, and she's like coming up with like soft jazz. Like just threw me for a loop there, Elizabeth.
So Elizabeth, I have to ask, how many pieces were in this kind of this puzzle? Because this doesn't sound like you just made that up. So
Okay. The puzzle at my dad's house, 1,000 pieces.
whoa.
The puzzle at my mom's house, 300.
Okay. All right. Okay. 300 at one, 1,000 at the other. And what is the image that is on the 1,000-piece puzzle?
A lake and a little house.
All right. That's peaceful, man.
That is peaceful.
That puzzle is
Yeah.
all about the Corona vibe, I think.
I mean, it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think that's going to have to be the cover of your album or your playlist.
The playlist, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That is
The
fantastic.
Serene playlist. Now, Elizabeth, what's going on with you in schoolwork? Because I know that you are always achieving high standards in the academic world. How's it been having this week off? Are you freaked out because you think you're falling behind? Are you not worried about it? What are you doing?
Well, I'm not really that worried. It's not that bad. My anatomy teacher is going a little bit crazy on Google Classroom, but
Oh.
Oh wow! So you guys are already
fine.
dialed in, huh? Like they're already giving homework. They're already like trying to. What are you guys doing? Like, are they trying to teach class, like online classes? Do you guys have to like go online and check stuff out?
not this week.
Okay,
No.
but it's starting
Yeah.
to like they're not giving you really any time off.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't really know what is happening.
Okay.
Now, here's what we're going to do. Since we think you're fantastic, Elizabeth, and we think you're the best, I'm going to have Chris give you some homework for youth group. And here's your homework. Chris, what's a baseline that you want Elizabeth to learn?
Oh,
Is there a baseline to either any song? Doesn't really matter what it is. Obviously, it can't be a punk rock song because you are abstaining from punk rock music during this season.
I am.
But we need to give a baseline to Elizabeth.
You know what, Elizabeth? Let's do this. Let's learn it to my favorite song, which is "Amazing Grace."
There we go. The baseline
yeah.
to Amazing Grace. The
I so will.
Yeah.
Corona Vibe version.
You can
of
learn that
Amazing
one. I know
Grace.
that's a good one. You can do and well, no, I can't do the Dropkick Murphys one because I forgot I'm upstaining. Okay,
That's
just
right.
learn any version you want. It's up to you.
Love it. Love it. Hey, Elizabeth, we think you're great. If you're on the chat, make sure you guys say goodbye to Elizabeth. Type in something that you think is great about her, and make sure you use her hashtag, the Corona Vibe.
That's it. Do it.
Like coronavirus.
You just started a whole new thing. It's like going to blow up. You're going viral already. We had you on
Oh,
the
yeah.
show for like what, a minute, and already she's going
I
viral.
know.
We've been on here for like 30 minutes. Nobody even cares. It's
That's
amazing, right?
exactly right.
That's why she's a co-host.
All right, Elizabeth.
right.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye
Be
bye.
safe. God
Bye.
bless. We'll talk to you soon.
So, Chris, I have to tell you, I was in the store the other day. You're bringing up music and
Yeah.
hanging out in the store, and it's getting a little spooky in the store because like there are fewer and fewer people, and all of a sudden on the radio or on the in-store music was the song "Closing Time."
Oh, really?
Closing time. And it was like
I love that song.
I know
Everybody loves that.
everyone
song, I feel
loves
like,
that
right?
song, but man, it just felt right. It was like that is
Yeah.
Corona Vibe song right there.
You know, if that's coming over the speakers, you're going to start getting the dirty eye from like one of the employees. Like, hey, buddy, do you hear the song?
It was like 11 a.m. in the morning, and they're just like,
Right.
"Hey, we're calling it a day."
We're calling it a day already.
Calling it a
We're
day.
just over today already, right?
Man, good grief.
All right. Who's our next caller, Patrick?
Oh, we're working on the calls here.
Oh,
Patrick's
gotcha.
still
Okay.
making
Well,
it
you know,
happen.
we're waiting for that, Jamie. What's going on with your youngsters? You got two.
Yeah, I do. I got two kids.
Energetic boys.
Yeah, that's right. They're 11, they're 8, and I hope. I'm not sure if they've logged in to see this, but I told them to check this out tonight.
All right, cool.
Yeah. They're at home. My wife is attempting to do homeschool, but I think much like a lot of the people have said out there is certain teachers are giving certain amounts of assignments, other teachers are giving different amounts, and so one of my kids has about 3 hours of solid homework that he's just going away on. The other one has about 8 minutes of homework that he's going. And so, my kids are happy to be at home in front of a screen doing video games, but at a certain point they turn into video game zombies.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
Yeah, things just get a little crazy. So, my wife, who is a saint,
She is a saint.
She has been doing things like getting them out of the house, trying to go to different places that are still open, doing what she can to just keep their minds working, their bodies moving. And speaking of minds working,
Guess who we have?
we have
Uh-oh.
someone on
Who's
the line
coming on
right now.
now?
I
This
don't
is-
know who it is.
It's Jesse Shaw.
Jesse.
Jess,
Hey.
Hi.
how are you?
It's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. That's the problem.
Okay, kind of rough. So tell us what's been kind of rough for you, Jesse.
Well, I mean, everything is all deserted. It looks like a zombie apocalypse with everything closed down.
Man, okay, where are you hanging out? You're hanging out at the zombie version of town right now.
Yeah.
Jesse,
I'm
tell us
I'm not.
what's your neighborhood? Like, what area are you in?
Oh, I'm in Del Mar. I'm in Del Mar, California,
Okay.
and I'm just at home. And my parents are both at home because my mom is at my mom's company let her pretty much closed down because of the coronavirus.
So, Jesse, is this the most amount of time you've spent with your parents consecutively for like a normal school day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit annoying.
Okay. All right.
When
So-
you're an only child.
Oh, that's right. Jesse's got the only child thing going.
Oh man.
So she's not
there's-
just
There's
getting.
no safe place for her then.
That's right.
Well,
that's right.
Jesse, I'm going to send you just a bunch of homework, but it's not going to be graded, but it's just a suggestion. What do you think?
What is it?
Biology.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a fun class.
I
love
meant
biology.
history,
I love history.
English, and math. Like, I'm going to send you a variety
How
pack.
about AP anatomy? I know you don't like that one.
I haven't taken that class.
Oh,
yet.
perfect.
Oh,
Patrick is
right.
an expert in that field. He can send you a bunch of stuff right over right now.
I don't even know what AP means.
It's just placement.
Oh,
It's a
oh.
college course.
We know you don't, Patrick. That's why we love you.
And unfortunately, the call
Uh-oh.
just dropped.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
All right, Jesse.
Hey,
we apologize.
Jesse, wherever you're at, no offense. Yeah, apparently, you know,
AP thing got Patrick all excited and he started dropping calls.
we start making fun of Patrick and stuff just drops. That is a problem right there. Hey, everyone in the chat window, make sure you say goodbye to Jesse because apparently we lost Jesse on the line there. And if you want to, feel free to throw out any AP tests towards her direction there, right?
Absolutely. It sounds like she needs
you know,
some stuff to do.
I did not do well in AP classes back in the day. I took some AP classes. They're decent. They're okay. But the whole testing thing, man, the pressure, you know, you show up, you sit down early in the morning. My area, you had to have a number 2 pencil. And if it was like a number 1 or a 3, they're like, get out of here. And, you know, they're making sure you weren't cheating and all that. I did not do great. I got a 2. I'm just admit, I got a 2 on the AP US history exam. So I don't know what I did wrong, but apparently I did some bad stuff on that one.
Now, did you actually show up with like the pencils that were like still functional, or were you one of those kids like with the chewed up one with the eraser that was all the way off and like, you know, you try and erase stuff and like the metal would burn through the paper?
Yeah, you know, I was a kid who grabbed a handful of pencils and I figured, well, you know, something's got to work. Out of this handful of pencils, there's got to be at least 1 or 2 that's going to work.
Right.
Yep. Hey, Patrick is working on getting another caller for us. Again, you can look on the screen. The number to text is 760-212-4743. It looks like we're getting closer to where we're going to start landing the plane for our show.
Absolutely.
So maybe if you don't get on
Jamie,
this week.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the food situation over at your house? I mean, because I know you guys live pretty close to a couple of big grocery stores.
We do.
Was it like you guys just run over? Are you one of those people that's there like 6 o'clock in the morning when the truck first gets there, so you can load up and then you just go back to bed, or what do you guys do?
Yeah, actually, you know, we live like walking distance to a Stater Brothers, a Sprouts, and a Trader Joe's, 3 grocery stores.
Right.
Feel free, any of you grocery stores, to sponsor our show.
Yeah, please.
Yes, that's right. And so all 3 of those stores are within walking distance. So typically, like, our usual habit is if we want something for dinner, we'll just go to the store, grab it, get it. We don't stock up like a ton of food.
Yeah.
So we did a little extra shopping just because it's a hassle to go to the grocery store right now. So there's a few extra things in our fridge. In fact, even this morning, I was waiting for a store to open. And right next to it was a grocery store. I thought, well, I'll just go in and grab, you know, some eggs or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Just so we can have some extra ones. So, you know, I've been doing a little bit of shopping, a little bit at a time. But my strategy is if I can't carry it in my hands, I don't want it. So, yeah. So, you know, I'm the guy who's kind of fumbling with a giant cart of food in my arms. But that's it. You know, that's kind of how we've been running, and it's been good so far. You know, we haven't had any issues of not having enough food. So it's been
that's good. And I'll tell you, that was another thing too, real quick. I was talking about ideas. You know, I'm an ideas man. That's my specialty. And I always thought it'd be a great reality show to have once they started implementing like that bags cost 10 cents or whatever. At least here in the state of California, you got to pay 10 cents for like a grocery bag. You know.
Yeah.
But I always thought it'd be a great reality show to just videotape people coming out of the grocery store that are too cheap to pay for that 10-cent bag, and then they drop half the stuff on the way to the car, right? You just call it cheapskate. You know what I mean? You're like,
that's it.
Isn't it funny how, like, of all the things, you know, you see people walking out and they got like, you know, cheese that costs like $19.99 a pound, right, or something, and they don't want to pay 10 cents for a bag. You know what I mean? And they got like all these.
They're thinking about the
organic
environment.
broccoli and all this stuff. They're trying to carry it out like it's like Santa carrying his bag.
No. Whenever I walk out, I always look like I'm stealing, man. I was like, what did I just steal from the store? I feel it.
Hey, we got our final caller,
caller.
should I say callers? It's 2 of them.
Hey,
on
2
the
for
line.
1.
Team.
Who do we got here?
It's Hi, I'm Mackie.
It's I heard Mackie, and I'm assuming Lindsay. Is that right?
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Hey, can you guys just give us a big encouraging cheer? You sound like you're a cheer squad right now.
Yay, we can do it. We can do it. Yay.
Okay. All right. There we
That's
go.
what I'm talking about. Girls, thanks so much for calling in. I love the enthusiasm. A couple of other callers looked like they were taking a nap or something, but not you two.
That's right.
I knew
and
this
they
was going on.
and they have the
Any- yeah.
positivity. Now,
No,
girls, I'm a little
we've been so
concerned
excited.
because I'm wondering if there's appropriate social distancing going on.
Oh,
How
yeah.
far are you guys
Um,
away from each other currently?
Well, Lindsay is always on top of me, anyways.
Uh,
So I've been forcing her to walk like 5 feet away from me.
Okay,
But we're
all right.
we're
My friends
sitting in
did
the
that in
car
high
right
school
now.
too. I still don't know why.
See,
There
this
wasn't
is
even
what
a
I love
virus
about
back
Lindsay,
then.
because me and her, we're like soul brothers and sisters. I'm like, if you're walking with me, I'm hugging you. It doesn't even matter if I know you or if I don't know you. That's just what's happening, right? She's the same. It's enthusiastic,
that.
right? This is the hardest.
Yeah.
I'm sitting like 6 feet away from Jamie right now. It's been like the longest 45 minutes of our like couple year relationship.
You know, I can
it's
tell
just-
your chair keeps scooting a little bit
It
closer. You're
does.
kind of leaning
I
in a
miss
little
you.
bit. I know.
You know, there's
Well,
a reason why I sit in the booth and you can't see me. I'm
Yeah,
way over
I'm
here.
coming for you after this, Patrick. You better be
Stay
ready.
away.
So Mackenzie, I'm curious because you're a senior in high school,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
also really active in yearbook. And there's a lot of big things that are coming up or were coming up for your senior year. What are you feeling that you're missing out on right now?
I'm very depressed about it, Jamie. This is like the worst news ever. We're literally gonna miss everything. We're missing like prom, senior night. Like they're talking about either canceling or postponing graduation. We were in the middle of our senior out game when school went out,
Oh wow, yeah.
and we just don't get to be second semester seniors, so it sucks. But me and Lindsay were waiting outside Mendocino Farms, and we got an email saying that we're doing online school now.
Yeah, it's gonna start next week.
Wow,
Tory Pines is.
You guys sound so excited about online school.
Yeah, it's just sad because we don't get to see a lot of our friends that we only see in school, so we're kind of sad.
And like being a senior, it's actually like the worst thing ever.
And if we don't get to go back to school, I'm never gonna get to go to school with my favorite seniors.
And me and Lindsay are
yes.
in yearbook together.
Yeah.
And we don't get to go anymore.
So give us the up to date thing on the yearbook. What's happening with that right now?
Yeah.
Well, basically, everyone is like scrambling because since a lot of the sports in spring were canceled, we're trying to like figure out how to get pictures for things that like are barely happening.
Yeah.
And then we have to finish it soon. And like our last deadline was supposed to be this Friday, but obviously we're not at school, so like we can't do that.
So like usually what gets done with like a 50-person staff is gonna have to get done with 4 people. And they're gonna have to figure out how to get like all the sports into the book in like a week
Wow.
and finish the whole thing.
Are
in,
you
like,
one? Are you one of those 4 people?
No,
Okay.
Thank God.
I'm not.
Okay.
So,
We're lucky that.
Mackenzie, I mean, we were talking about this last week on the show too when we were talking with seniors, and I mean, what's your thought about like? I mean, do you know anybody that's sick? Do you is it affected anybody even at your school? Like, do you think they're totally overreacting, trying to cancel? I mean, things like prom and graduation when it's still what, like 2 months away?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know of any like actually confirmed cases at my school, but I know that people are like feeling sick, and I don't know if that's like coronavirus or something else. But like, I don't know. Part of me thinks it's like serious enough to like cancel things, but the other part of me is like, well, if we're all gonna get it anyways, might as well just like go to prom. But I don't know.
Now,
I don't
has
know.
there been talk? Is there any talk just amongst the students of a rebellion like that, of maybe just being like, hey, like, you know, we're not going to do the school version, but you know, let's all meet at the parking lot of In-N-Out like on a Friday night and just blast
no.
some, I don't know, some.
Chris, you're
whatever you
planting
guys-
some. You're planting some
Am I-
dangerous
am I?
ideas right now. I can tell
People
you
are talking
haven't.
about doing that for graduation.
Oh yeah, I
Well, I
bet.
mean,
Like if
I
it
mean,
gets
yeah, I
canceled,
mean,
everyone just knows that.
Yeah, and I'm being serious. I'm not trying to like plant seeds, but I'm just saying, like, you have. I mean, we have teenagers all across the nation that, you know. I mean, this is like the big deal. Like, you've been in school for 12 years, and it comes kind of this pinnacle day that, you know, it's kind of a, what's that called? You know, like when you, I don't know, you transfer into adulthood, so to speak, right? I
That's
mean, like
right.
this,
Yeah.
it's like ritual or
Yeah.
rite of
age.
passage,
Yeah, rite of
right?
passage. Yeah, yeah.
And so I think, you know,
Yeah.
like that's something that we should look at as a society. We're like, okay, like, I mean, we don't want to cancel. If it's still 2 months, I mean, if it was next week, I can see that. But we're talking about something that's like, 2 months away. And it affects a lot of these kids. And being a therapist, I mean, I'm going to have to deal with a lot of this. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right. That's right.
That's why I bring it up.
There's just a lot of disappointment, and I'm feeling it too. We at the church here, we had to cancel our El Salvador trip. So
What?
yeah,
It's not even till
I know
July?
it's not till July, but it had to happen because you have to start putting money down on deposits for things.
That's true.
That just became a real, and I'm feeling it because I love going down there. I've been down there 3 times, and it's not going to happen. But the other day I talked to someone in the youth group who had a birthday recently. There's been a few of those.
Yeah, that's right.
There's actually a couple 18th birthdays on the exact same day, and they said, "Yeah, this is weird, right? I'm 18. I'm becoming an adult, and I don't really get to have the birthday that I was expecting or wanting."
Yeah.
And
There's so many girls' birthdays from the church that are in March. It was
Yes.
Paige's birthday the other day, and Nikki's is next week if you're watching.
Okay, that's good. Nikki's birthday
Noted.
next week.
So, like,
Noted.
it's on the 31st. Mark your calendars, ladies.
Hey, I'm just gonna
Okay.
put this out there because this is how we do things here, right? And this is the One Youth podcast that we're
That's
doing.
right.
But I'm still gonna have birthday cakes for anybody that has birthdays, and I will do a hands-free delivery
Hands-free
or
delivery.
whatever that's called.
Can you make it without your hands too? Is that possible?
No, but I do have gloves. I will wear
Okay,
gloves,
all right.
and I mean, that's it. So if we got birthdays coming up, then don't worry about it. We'll cover you that way at least, because we're not going to let this thing stop us.
All right, Nikki, happy birthday to you out there. Paige, I know it was your birthday. Alex Pittman had a birthday.
That's right.
There's a whole bunch of birthdays out there. Sorry you had a weird birthday. I mean, we have once in a while you got a weird birthday, and this is definitely one for a lot of folks. I want to ask you an important question. What do you want to tell people to encourage them? Because I look at both of you, Lindsay and Mackenzie, and you are both very encouraging people.
I just want everyone to stay positive because it may be like a sad time, but it will pass and we can all get through it. And this online One Youth is super good because we can all still talk to each other, which is super fun. And there's going to be a positive outcome to all of this.
Yeah. And I would say like it actually like sucks and it's really disappointing, but honestly, like if we can just use the time that we're being forced like to be quarantined to either like try something new or like learn more about ourselves, like I feel like there's a way that we can make a positive out of all of the negative. And even though there's like so much disappointment and sadness, I think like having a break away from the world might even honestly be a little bit of a good thing. So just to like learn about yourselves and others and like stay in contact with people like over the phone and stuff. And obviously me and Lindsay are together right now, but like we have a lot of hand sanitizer, so it's okay.
Yes, lots and lots.
Nice.
That's awesome. Good for you. Hand sanitizer is key.
Man,
Is it flavored or just regular?
We have normal, which is really good, and then we also have aloe. We have two,
Oh,
and one's
nice.
a pump and one's a squirt.
Okay.
Wait,
all right,
How
there
come
we go.
people use the word
That's true.
flavor?
Lindsay, is there any plans for a new Corona vibe dance? I mean, are you working on anything in the basement of your home, perhaps, that like we should be aware of that's going to go viral at any moment?
Well, my dance studio and my like school dance and my dance nationals was all canceled. So I gotta just figure it out on my own, but maybe something's gonna happen soon. Maybe an online dance performance. That would be a good one.
You know what? That's why I come to you, because I know you have the answers. I mean, you're nothing can stop you. You're fearless. That's what I love about you. One of the many things.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm excited to
Thanks.
see. I think you should lead the pack in that.
Okay.
So good. Hey, we've listened to some amazing people. Lindsay and Mackenzie, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in. Anyone in the chat here, make sure you say goodbye to Lindsay and to Mackenzie. And you feel free to add any encouragement to them too, especially Mackenzie, senior year. That's rough.
that
We're
is
sorry,
rough,
Mac.
man.
We're with you in this.
That's
And
okay.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, we're here. And I just want to thank you guys for calling in. So we'll see you guys hopefully when we do our next call-in show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You're so
We
well.
love
Thanks for
you.
calling in, ladies. We appreciate it. Be safe out there. God bless.
All right, I think we're getting close to landing the plane here, my friend. So I'm wondering if you have any words that you want to say to the folks out there, encouraging things, especially as they're dealing with kind of this new reality of life in the coronavirus.
Absolutely, I totally do. You know, my motto has always been hope. You know, and so you know, I just encourage everybody during this time to, you know, I have hope stands for have one purpose every day, and whatever that is, you know, my own personal thing is, you know, I wake up, I ask God for what the purpose is for the day, right?
Yeah.
And then I kind of follow that. But it's like whatever you're doing, set a purpose still every day so you accomplish something. Whether or not
That's
your
right.
purpose for the day is to check on a neighbor, whether or not your purpose is to read a chapter in a book, or to read a book, or to, you know, call a friend, or to start a dance move, or to even learn 2 or 3 words in a different language. You know, set something cool for yourself, because it's that sense of accomplishment that actually keeps you alive and
That's
keeps
right.
you excited about being here during hard times. And, you know, like I said, we weren't ready for this. And it's something that, you know, not a lot of us are dealing with in a lot of places around the country, but we have to think about those that are. And if we were in their place, would we want this to be happening too? So they didn't, you know, this didn't happen to them, you know? So
Yeah, and
I think about it like that too.
great. And I want to invite up our producer Pat to come give a little bit of
Yeah.
his wisdom too.
Pat,
in
get
this
up, Pat,
time.
get over here. We just
Getting-
had your
there he is.
your national day yesterday, St. Patty's Day.
That's right. I don't know. He's running back and forth because he's trying to make sure everything works here.
He does. He has a lot of hats around this
Oh,
show.
geez, he's grabbing headphones too.
All right, sweet. Get
There
over
we
here,
go.
Patrick. We want to know what's going on with you, man.
Hey, and
Hey, let's hear it for our producer,
Let's hear.
Patrick,
Yeah,
man.
if you're on
We
the
could
chat,
not do this
Pat
show
made
without
this
him.
whole thing happen. There's no way it would have happened without him. So make sure you
Sweet.
guys say thank you to
every
Patrick.
week, man. He crushes it. We just
Um,
he's awesome. We love you, Patrick.
it's
Thank you.
cool to be on the first video version.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, this is cool.
But I think
so-
we're about out of time.
Yeah, well, tell us, Pat. I want you to give us one little word. What do you want to tell all the middle school, high school people out there?
One word. Good night. My word is not pass, but can I pass? Come back to me.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
I want to give something that we were praying. On Monday we get together. We just kind of stop and we listen. And God gave me this verse. Like sometimes that happens. I'll sit and I'll pray and I'll like hear like a verse reference. I'll look it up. And this is one I hadn't really a verse I hadn't really ever thought of. I kind of like read over at one point and never really thought about it. And it's Isaiah 31:5. And it says this: like birds hovering overhead, the Lord Almighty will shield Jerusalem. He will shield it and deliver it. He will pass over it and will rescue it. And to me, that's just this reminder that God is powerful. God is able to shield and protect us. And ultimately, God is the one who saves us all. So I think in this time, my words of wisdom for folks out there is, it can be hard to trust in all the information out there. It can be hard to trust in sometimes even your parents. It can be hard to trust. It can be hard to trust in your friends. And to trust in God is the most important thing you can do. That's the number one. And so just know that God isn't absent. God is like birds hovering overhead. And sometimes when we don't look up, we can't see, right? So that's the word for you guys. Look up to the Lord. He's got our backs.
Absolutely. 100%.
Patrick.
I got a word. This is straight from my mom. I talked to her on the phone yesterday and today, and I know that she's watching live. She's texting me a bunch. So shout out to my mom.
What's up, Mom?
Yeah, Mom.
And when times are kind of stressful and you don't know what's next, I don't do well with change around me. She always says one word, and it's peace.
Yep.
And so wisdom from my mom for all of you guys out there, just find some peace in the chaos, in the unknown, in the being bored. Find peace, center yourself around God, and peace.
All right, friends.
We love
Well, we've gone about twice the amount of minutes we thought we were going to go. Thank you all for calling in. Are we going to do this next week, friends?
Oh yeah,
Oh, we're doing
All
it
right,
next
this
week.
is
I
gonna
mean,
roll.
This
This
has
is
been,
we're gonna
you
do
know,
it again.
I just appreciate everybody that calls in, and I appreciate Jamie and Patrick being part of this team with me and us being able to do this kind of work with kids and keep everybody in check and just let everybody know what's going on and stay connected. I want to give a shout out to the girl gang because they're texting me and they're like, hey, all right. So
Nice.
that's it, man. We gotta, everybody that's out there, just stay safe and remember, God is always with you. And at any time, prayer is always the number one go-to for anything that's going on in your life. And if you want us to pray for you, send us a message on there. Send us a text to the number we gave you, 760-212-4743.
Yeah.
Or you can email me at chris@one-youth.com. That's chris@one-youth.com.
And-
Please send in prayer requests, send in any comments, concerns you got.
Yeah. And you can reach me by emailing patrick@solanapress.org.
That's it. And I'm at jamie@solanapress.org, JAMIE. All right, friends. We'll see you later. And
Okay,
we
that's it.
are out of here.
We are out of here. We'll see you all
That's
next
it.
week.
All right,
Tune in,
bye.
6:30.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.